huge. What an incredible moment for America. What an incredible moment for Trump and for his campaign. J.D. Vance there, you can see, absolutely revelling in it. Carol Shuren by Sea has sent us this. She says, thanks for such great election coverage. What a fabulous result. Common sense has prevailed, and I feel happier and safer already. If only we had done the same here in the UK. She says, have a great day, get some sleep. Who needs sleep, Carol? We don't need sleep. We just watched Donald Trump do something that has only been done once before by a previous American president, and that's Grover Cleveland, a man who was elected back in the late 1890s and who then was lost the next election, the next time he tried, and then came back afterwards, missing out for 4 years and coming back again. Trump's done exactly that. People thought he was dead and buried after what happened on January the 6th. They thought he was dead and buried after he lost to Joe Biden. They thought he was dead and buried when they tried to impeach him. They thought he was dead and buried when they put him through a court case in New York, when they found him guilty of some criminal misdemeanors. They thought he was never going to be president. He's still got a few outstanding cases. I don't know what happens now to those. We'll find out from some of our commentators as we go. In fact, we're going to speak to one now, Paul Dudridge, I should say, US political commentator live in Los Angeles. Paul, very good morning to you.
Very good morning. What a wonderful day.
I know. Incredible, isn't it? I mean, we were watching it through the night. We started from 1 o'clock in the morning, our time, and the old New York Times needle, the swingometer, if you like, was very much sort of just leaning into the Kamala side of the circle. It was about, I think, +0.8 in her favour. Then by the time we finished at 4 o'clock, it was all the way over into +5 for Trump. It's now so far over to the right. I mean, he's now declared victory anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it looks as though he's already on 266 electoral college votes. He needs 4 more to win totally, and Kamala Harris is obviously more or less conceded. She's not going to speak. What an incredible comeback.
An incredible comeback. Just some of the points there. It's interesting, actually, the news feeds we've been getting in the States. I don't know if you've experienced this, but they're all giving different figures of where the count actually stands. So 266 or 267 I've just found as well. And so there was a variety going on through the night. New York Times was calling one, ABC was calling another number as these kind of electoral college votes were being collated. I have to say, I've been MAGA since the escalator, and to my shame, I've been calling this for Harris. I've been calling this for Harris because of the abortion thing. Since 2022, I just swore it was almost a fit-up that Donald Trump was going to carry the can for the repeal of Roe v. Wade. Yeah. And so I am so happy to be an idiot and just completely wrong. I cannot believe this result. It is the genius that that they have demonstrated and that Trump has demonstrated in this campaign was to go for this too big to rig. Yeah. And this really resonated with his followers, and everybody came out to vote, because there is a thing in the United States where it's kind of pointless voting in most states. You might as well stay home. Yeah. Because it's only going to come down to 7 swing states. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I had that conversation with my son. I got a son that lives in California who doesn't particularly like either candidate, and he's like, it doesn't matter in California because they always goes Democrats. He didn't bother voting.
Exactly. And he, you know, in 2020, which is going to be interesting, I mean, I'd love to see him now bring about an actual investigation into 2020. But in 2020, they were telling people, Republicans were telling people not to vote by mail. Yes. And so this time it's vote by mail, vote early, vote, 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 vote. And that message seems to have gotten through to his followers. And like I said, to my endless shame, I was talking to the world's greatest psychic yesterday, Anne Jersh, and she said, oh, he's going to win. And I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. She called it. I didn't. Yeah, I'm sorry to rub your nose in it, Paul, but I also called it. I said he was going to win. In fact, I've won some money from my sister who lives in America, who's a Democrat. I won the last time he won, and I've won some more money off her again. And I was predicting it really for the last few weeks. I just didn't think there was enough in Kamala Harris's persona to hold up a big election vote, because she just doesn't have anything. She's like, and we would describe her as an empty suit. You know, she can't answer a question. No. She doesn't have any real base in sort of ideology. We know that she's at the heart of it a sort of loony lefty, really, and most Democrats are not that mad. Look, you see, yes, you're absolutely right. But look at it from my point of view, right? 2022, we had the midterm elections. Yeah. Okay? Should have been a red wave. It wasn't. It was a squib. And they carried the can for the Roe v. Wade. Then we had France with Le Pen, that kind of, "Hey, it's going to happen, and then it didn't happen. And now you've got Keir Starmer. I'm just used to disappointment.
Yes, no, I get that. I mean, I think the thing about France, I think the thing about France, though, is Le Pen was stitched up, though, by Macron. You know, Le Pen should have been in power, but because everybody else ganged up on them, they didn't get there.
Exactly. And stitch up is the word. So, I mean, this is the feeling here. Look, one of the stats a few days ago came out that 99% of poll workers were Democrats, are Democrats.
Right.
Not in every state, but in a few of the swing states, 99%. And so this is the feeling since 2020. It's just like, they're not going to, I'll put it this way, they weren't going to let us win.
Yeah.
And that was the prevailing feeling. So I don't mind having been completely wrong, because the consolation prize is I get to live under a Trump presidency for the next 4 years.
Absolutely right. And he will make a difference, won't he? I mean, he is one of those change. I mean, people talk about change. You know, Keir Starmer talks about change, doesn't really mean it. He talks about keeping promises and making sure that America is great again. And I have great faith in Donald Trump. You know, a lot of people don't like him, but they'd still rather have him than Kamala Harris.
I think it's really important that... did you see the Rogan interview?
Yeah.
He conceded, and he's been great, actually, this time. He's been a much more vulnerable character on the campaign. Yeah. But he conceded that he didn't understand Washington, and he believed a lot of the advice that he was given early on. And so he was kind of stymied when he first arrived. This situation, to come in with that 4-year breather, is almost perfect, because he's not even... The tradition, apparently, and I only found this out recently, is when you win, your transition team is kind of paid for by outside sources, and like Goldman Sachs and bankers, etc., etc. And he's actually paying for it himself, or the campaign is paying for the transition team. And so he is going to hit the ground running.
Paul, sorry, we're out of time. We've got to run.